Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a new Binance listing that happened today, and that project is Badger DAO or Badger, right? So Binance announced today morning that Binance will list Badger DAO in the innovation zone. Binance will list Badger DAO in the innovation zone and will open trading for Badger BTC, Badger BUSD, and Badger USDT trading pairs on today. Users can now start depositing Badger in preparation for trading, right? So what is Badger DAO? Badger DAO is a DAO focusing on bringing Bitcoin to DeFi. Badger DAO's debut product includes SET, a yield aggregator, and DIG, a Bitcoin pegged elastic supply currency. Badger is a governance token of the DAO and all of its products. Badger holders will govern the marketing decision, protocol parameters, and token supply, and any future smart contract changes, right? So, if you guys don't know what DAO is decentralized autonomous organization, which is basically an organization which is completely decentralized and there's no central governing body, right? So Badger DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization that focuses on bringing Bitcoin into DeFi, and Badger DAO's debut product includes SET. It has two products, right? SET and DIG. So SET is basically a yield aggregator similar to Yearn.finance, and DIG is basically a Bitcoin pegged elastic supply currency similar to Ampleforth, right? So it basically brings Yearn.finance ecosystem and Ampleforth into one project, right? And it's also Bitcoin pegged elastic supply. So it aims to bring Bitcoin into the DeFi space by pegging a token that is Bitcoin pegged elastic supply, right? So it also has a governance token. Basically, the Badger token is its governance token, and you can basically govern all of DAO's products basing its governance token, right? Badger holders will govern all marketing decisions, protocol parameters, and token supply, and any future smart contract changes, right? So basically, by holding Badger tokens, you are making several key decisions for the growth and development of this ecosystem, and any further future smart contract updates would also fall under the governance part, right? So that's pretty cool. So let's look at the Binance research page for Badger DAO. So Badger DAO is a DAO focusing on bringing Bitcoin to DeFi. That's a pretty straightforward explanation, and it's their mission statement, right? So if you see, Badger DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization focusing on bringing Bitcoin to decentralized finance. Badger DAO's debut product includes SET, a yield aggregator product of Badger DAO, focusing on innovating on the best Bitcoin related yield strategies. So if you are trying to make some yield with Bitcoin, and in this case it's going to be wrapped Bitcoin, because it's a ERC20 token 20 version of Bitcoin that can be used on Ethereum. And since Badger DAO is an Ethereum based project, you can use wrapped Bitcoin, and you can try to aggregate yield for your Bitcoin, right? So that's pretty cool. And DIG, which is an elastic supply token pegged to the price of Bitcoin and governed by the Badger DAO. So basically, if you want to only access the SET part, you can do that, which is basically yield aggregation, which is a relatively safer option for you to earn some passive yields on your wrapped Bitcoin. And DIG is an elastic supply token that is pegged to the price of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin price goes up, you have some ramifications. If Bitcoin price goes down, you have other ramifications. Again, we'll go through that in detail, and governed by the Badger DAO, right? So Badger is the ERC20 governance token of the DAO and has the following use cases. Governance: Badger holders can govern all marketing decisions, protocol parameters, and token supply, and any future smart contract changes, right? So pretty much the exact same thing that we discussed a few minutes ago. Staking: users that deposit assets into the platform will be rewarded with Badger. The longer users stake in the vaults, the higher the multiplier of the Badger rewards they will receive. So that's a pretty cool feature. If you see, most of the tokens in their own ecosystem, if you stake them, you get consistent returns, and it's basically an inflationary return that you get for holding your tokens, and it's a pretty straightforward and fixed asset, interest rate, right? So, but in Badger DAO's case, when you stake, you kind of are rewarded with Badger tokens as usual. But the best thing is, the longer users stake in the vaults, the higher the multiplier of the Badger rewards they will receive. So that's a pretty cool concept, because if you see, the longer you hodl or stake your Badger in this protocol, you are basically going to earn a higher multiplier of the rewards, right? So that's pretty cool. And that's one of the most enticing features of people who hold Badger tokens. Liquidity mining, users that deposit tokens, example Badger or Badger Dash, Badger wrapped Bitcoin liquidity pool, and etc., in the Badger set product will earn Badger tokens as liquidity mining rewards, right? So again, similar to every DeFi project, you need to actively participate actively participate and enable other people to participate by providing liquidity providers. So by providing liquidity to their pool, you'll basically be earning Badger tokens for liquidity mining, right? So that's pretty cool. Developer mining, developers that structure products and set wall strategies will earn Badger. So that's a pretty cool and interesting feature, because not a lot of projects have this mechanism where if you develop for the protocol or the platform's development, you will earn a small portion of the fee of the rewards, right? So that is pretty much not common in many protocols. But Badger DAO, if you're a developer and if you want to earn some passive income, and if you're interested in developing the Badger DAO ecosystem, you will be rewarded with Badger tokens. And this is in particular to the set vault strategy, right? So that's pretty cool. More information of the Badger token allocation can be found here. So they have given a link where we can go and understand the token allocation of Badger much more further. As of March 2nd, 2021, the total supply of Badger is 21 million, and the current circulating supply is 11.04%, right? Again, I'm already liking this token, because again, with the total supply being 21 million, I'm really eager to see what the maximum supply would be, because I hope the maximum supply is not above 100 million tokens, but we'll see pretty shortly. But I really like the fact that the circulating supply is already 11%, right? Which is pretty cool. And once we see more and more people interacting with this, there's obviously going to be a short-term inflation that happens because of new Badger tokens being introduced into the market. But I believe that as this entire ecosystem revolves around Bitcoin and making sure that people earn more Bitcoin, which everyone wants to do, and everyone wants to participate in the DeFi ecosystem with their Bitcoins, right? So they will participate in this ecosystem, thereby pushing the price of this token higher, right? So that's pretty cool. Again, you can pretty much see other information for Badger on the Binance research page. It's a pretty short summary that is very well provided by the Binance research team. So you can go to research.binance.com and search for Badger, right? Badger DAO. And I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find all the other links that will also help you do a better research. So let's go to the Badger finance ecosystem, right? So let's go to app.badger.finance, and this is where you'll be able to find several additional information. You can also get shortcuts of these from the Binance research page, but this is where you will find all the information to do your research. So if you see, they have a pretty interesting website where set walls, powerful Bitcoin strategies, automatic staking, and they also provide the current gas prices, which is pretty high at the moment, which is not really surprising. And you can see, despite the gas fees being so high, the total value locked in the Badger DAO ecosystem for the set walls is $1.5 billion, which is pretty cool and pretty impressive. It is also because of the fact that recently Binance, when Binance was trying to list this token, there are people who are aware of that, and they started buying this token and holding it in the Badger DAO ecosystem, and thereby increasing the price of the token as well as the total value locked, right? So that's pretty interesting to see that the total value locked is already 1.5 billion. So if you see the dig, the dig section, you can clearly see that the interest rate is ROI, rate of interest, is 161%, which is pretty impressive, right? And if you see the Badger token itself is 20.77%, wrapped BTC/dig you can get about 216.87%. Wrapped Bitcoin and Badger, you get 151%. Wrapped Bitcoin and Wrapped Ether, you get 36.78%, and so on and so forth. You can get pretty cool returns for several of their products. Some of their curve products are basically yielding less than 50% ROI, which is not really that much of a big deal. But if people want to interact with the ecosystem, you can go and click one of the vault section and see how what you can do. You can kind of like pretty much the same a feature as earn.finance, so nothing really interesting to see there, right? So it's a pretty cool website. You can also go to the top right corner to see what other features they have. You can click the Airdrop section which they have, and you can clearly see that you are eligible for airdrops if you participate in this ecosystem. And I'm not really familiar with how this works, but you can go to their docs and read through their information to see how it works, so that you can probably be eligible for some airdrops in the future, right? So community rules. Badger DAO is dedicated to building products and infrastructure to bring Bitcoin to DeFi, which is pretty cool. Stake, deposit, and vaults to earn Badger and Dig. So they have two tokens, the Badger token and the Dig token. We are only aware of the Badger token, and the only Badger token is currently available on Binance for trading, right? Badger liquidity, provide liquidity and stake LP in vaults. We've already seen that. Dig liquidity, so you can also hold their Dig token and provide liquidity in many of their liquidity providing options, and you can stake that in the vault to earn some rewards. And governance, govern all Badger DAO products and treasury, right? So remember that Badger is the governance token, Dig is an additional token. I'm not really sure what's the main purpose with the Dig token, but I believe that it's kind of like I believe that's the token that's pegged to the Bitcoin price, and therefore it kind of like increases. It's an elastic price, right? So Dig is basically the main elastic supply token, and Badger is the governance token, right? So so yeah, basically that's pretty cool. And that's pretty much it. If you see, there's no other option available on their website. So if you want to participate in an ample fourth like Bitcoin value pegged unstable stablecoin, Dig is the token for you. If you are looking to govern the protocol and not worry about the rebasing or whatever kind of fluctuation in the price, then Badger is the token for you, right? So let's look at the CoinGecko page for Badger DAO. And if you look at the CoinGecko page, you can clearly see that the token is currently ranked 118th by market cap on CoinGecko. And this is only going to be a matter of time before this token starts creeping into the top hundreds, right, in ranking. The Badger DAO token is currently trading at $52.23 per token, and it recently had a surge in 9% in the past 24 hours. Again, obviously due to the Binance listing. And if you scroll below, you can see that the market cap is $350 million in market cap, and its maximum supply is only 21 million, right? So the actual circulating supply is 6.7 million tokens, but the maximum supply is 21 million, right? I believe that in Binance research they mentioned the circulating supply is 21 million, but if you see here, yeah, they mentioned the total supply. Sorry, it's not the circulating supply, it's the total supply, which is the same as the maximum supply, right? So the maximum supply is 21 million, which is pretty cool, similar to Bitcoin. Again, since it's aimed at, is projected at increasing yield and bringing Bitcoin to DeFi, I believe that the 21 million maximum supply makes sense, but the current supply is only 6.7 million, right? So you can also see that it has similar tokenomics with regards to Bitcoin. So in theory, this token is definitely going to perform way better in the future, once, especially when Ethereum 2.0 starts coming in, and when the fees and the transaction timing starts being lower and the fee starts becoming lower. You will see a lot of retail investors buying some tokens, and that time this token would be really valuable, right? So that's a pretty cool thing that you need to keep in mind. So look at the market cap, it's $350 million in market cap, right? So I believe that any project that aims to bring Bitcoin into DeFi, or any project that aims to incorporate Bitcoin in yield farming or any form of gives Bitcoin some form of a use case, right? I believe that these kind of tokens are relatively undervalued, or the project itself is relatively undervalued, and I believe that by looking at the market cap for something which aims to bring the world's best and the world's most popular cryptocurrency into DeFi, you can see that the market cap is pretty undervalued in my opinion, right? This will obviously cross $500 million by the end of this year pretty soon, and there's no doubt about it. It can pretty much go as far as $600 to $700 million in market cap pretty soon. Now that it has Binance's liquidity, I think more and more people will start buying this token, trading this token, even hodling this token for long term, right? So that's a pretty cool possibility, right? So that's very interesting. If you look at the charts, you can clearly see that the token did have a very during its early time, it did have a relatively low quiet paced start, with its token value being $4.91 in December last year, and it was pretty much around this area until late January, where this token started taking off. And this is because of so many people, so many DeFi fans, or many DeFi whales, if you will, realized the potential of this token and pumped it, and it reached an all-time highs of about $82, $82 in that range, and then it had a pretty slippery decline, and it kind of peaked every once in a while and declined. And after the recent crash that happened in the weekend, it kind of was in the $37 range, but obviously after the Binance listing, it had a minor spike, and currently it's at the $52 range, right? So if you take the all-time highs, which is $83 or something in that range, right? And if you take the $52 Badger token price right now, you can clearly see that you are basically buying it at a really good discount. And the all-time high wasn't really set a long time back. It was basically set on the second week of February, and that's pretty much the entire all-time highs peaks for Badger DAO token. But if you see, for a relatively undervalued token which has a very high potential to grow further, this token is definitely going to overthrow its previous all-time highs and go to new all-time highs, right? I can definitely see this token crossing the $100 mark by the end of March, right? Or by the end of March or April, because March is usually a pretty slumpy period in the cryptocurrency space based on historic events. So maybe if not March, by the end of April, I think this token will easily cross $100 per token, right? So that's a pretty high possibility, especially after it being listed on Binance. So let's look at the Bitcoin comparative. Again, Bitcoin comparative has been pretty much the exact same pattern as the dollar comparative. And if you have some spare satoshis to invest in this project, this would be probably the right time, because you just are seeing this, you're just in the beginning of the uptrend that's happening right now, immediately after the Binance listing. Although that's the case, just like any Binance listed tokens, right, you can clearly expect this token to kind of have a slump in the next day or two, because after the Binance hype has died down, this token will kind of go back to its $30 or $40 range. So that's the good time to buy, right? But if you still want to buy it at this price for the long-term hold, which I do believe this token is going to perform very well long-term, any token that revolves around Bitcoin is going to perform well long-term, right? Since this token aims to bring Bitcoin to DeFi, it is definitely going to perform really well in the long term. So if you want to hodl this long term, or even buy this and stake it on Ethereum, on the Badger DAO ecosystem, you can get some pretty cool rewards. And if you stake it there, the longer you stake, the higher the rewards would be. And remember, this token only has 21 million tokens, so there's no doubt that this token is going to be one of the scarcest tokens in the Ethereum ecosystem. And I do believe that once they start getting more and more traction, this token would be would definitely be a token that would mirror the Bitcoin's price potential, right? Although it won't really perform as well as Bitcoin, it has a very high chance of doing a 10x or a 50x from its current price point, right? Because if you see, it's a very new token, it's only 3 months old, right? And the all-time high that it set previously is going to be nothing when it comes to the the full force of this bull run, where this token can definitely cross 150 or even $250 by the end of this bull run, right? Again, if you ask my opinion, I would probably wait, because immediately after the Binance listing, and since it's also in the green area right now, I wouldn't really touch any token that's in the green, right? I would wait for it to go down and buy the blood, and it's pretty obvious that this token will kind of like slump down. Although if you initially look at it, it seems like it's going to go up further. It may go up a little further, but there will be a chance to buy it at a very good discount, and that's when I would personally buy it. I am planning to hold this token in my portfolio. I'll probably even stake it in the Badger DAO ecosystem itself, right? So that's pretty cool. You can also see that the volume has been pretty consistent, and that's a very good sign to see. It seems like more and more people are planning to buy this, but the benefit of buying this token at this price point is basically, since Ethereum is highly clogged, you are basically you're basically betting on the fact that you're buying it at a really good price, because once Ethereum gas fee starts going down, you can expect more and more people to participate in the DeFi ecosystem again on Ethereum, because there's a lot of cool projects on Ethereum, and this project will get a lot more traction, which will push the price of this token higher, right? So when you want to buy this token, just buy it at the dip and hold on to it until the gas prices goes down, or when Bitcoin itself starts performing well. This token will also definitely perform well along with several other altcoins, right? So that's a pretty cool insight to make. And if you see the markets, you can buy it from Uniswap version 2, SushiSwap, Huobi Global, and obviously now Binance. And you can also buy it from MXC. Also, I wouldn't recommend MXC. I would personally buy it from either Binance or Huobi Global. If it's available on Binance, there's no reason to buy it from anywhere else. But if you're a big Huobi fan, and if you're already using Huobi, you can buy it from Huobi, right? SushiSwap and Uniswap, I would definitely not touch it because of high gas fees, right? So overall, what's my verdict on this token? I would definitely buy this token. I will probably wait till the Binance hype kind of settles down, and once it goes down, I'm going to buy this token at the dip, and I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it for long term, because I really like the fact that it's pretty much exactly like Bitcoin, 21 million maximum supply. The circulating supply is very low, so you're kind of buying, it's similar to buying Bitcoin in its early stages, right? And imagine buying Bitcoin at the price of $52.23. Wouldn't you like scoop a whole bag of it? That's exactly what I'm going to do with this token, right? If you see, it's currently ranked 118, but obviously it's going to cross $100 soon, and it's going to enter the top 100 ranking token soon. The market cap is also relatively undervalued for a token that for a project that aims to bring Bitcoin into the DeFi space. You can also stake it, which is something that I'm going to do. I'm going to stake this token on the Badger DAO protocol. Even if the Ethereum gas fees are high, I'm going to hold it for long term. So it's might as well just stake it and earn long term, increased, rewards, right? So I'm going to do that. Again, if you want to buy this token, please do your own research. Don't take my suggestions as investment advice. I'm not an investment advisor, and this video does not contain financial advice, right? So please do your own research before you put any of your money on this token. Again, remember guys, you guys are not regular investors, but you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please click the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.